I know how I did it. Uh, it wasn't easy. It's never easy, right? I mean, what is easy? What is easy? Like G easy? Nah. What is easy? All right, hold up. I'm like, yeah, TRESHO9, everybody. What is the deal? We are connected. We are vibing, and we're vibing at a higher frequency today. Um, yeah, we're vibing at a higher frequency. It's late for me, as far as doing uh, podcasts or whatnot, but today's something special. Yeah, I connected with a loved one today. So December the 10th is today, right now, is what's going on right now. And it was my birthday, December 1st. Excuse me. And it was a sucky day, like I said before. But since then, I've have this red book here that I write in, and since then, I've written some things down, and it's gotten better and better every day. So it does get better and better every day. It gets better in every way. Every day it gets better and better and better in every way. However that saying goes, but you know what I'm talking about. Um, and I've been noticing the way I've been writing. I'm not a writer. I just write notes. I just bullet points. It's just like chicken scratch. But there's today I did 2 pages, which is interesting. I did 2 pages today, and there was 5 points on this on in these notes. 5 points, 5 things that I'm working on, if you will. 5 things that I'm dealing with right now. 5 things that I've said. These are the 5 things that I want to change in my life. I want to get these things, uh, I don't know, under wraps, if you will. Um, yeah, it's a decision that I've made. It's something that I want to change. Yeah, let me read you something. This is what we do on TRESHO9. It, I got this book called the Master Key System. Okay, and in this book is it's phenomenal so far. I'm on page 58. I just got this book, and first chapter actually, and I'm on number 20. There's like little lessons in here, little sayings, little quotes. This one is oops. This one's pretty dope. When this mind thinks correctly, when it understands the truth, when the thoughts sent through the cerebral spinal nervous system to the body are constructive, these sensations are pleasant and harmonious. Huh, interesting. So then I started to think I have 4 children. We have five, sorry. We have 5 kids. And the first one was a preemie and passed away 9 hours after their birth. And um, it shattered my life. It wrecked my life in a very powerful, a good way, if you will. Um, I wouldn't know it in the very beginning because it just was destroying me. And it hurt like, I mean, if I, the pain, you have a pain, you want to hold it. Like I stubbed my toe earlier today before I started this podcast. I stubbed my toe on the edge of the couch. We have a love sec couch, sectional, whatever. and there's these wood things on the bottom that are put hold the couch bottoms together. And I just got my toe right under the couch and bam in there. All two my pinky toe, my ring toe, my middle toe barely got it, but it got it, and I held on to it. And you put pressure on it, right? It makes it feel better, right? Well, when my our firstborn passed away, the first thought was that the pressure, because it was taking over my whole entire body, I thought it would be best if someone just shot me in the head, because that would have felt good at that time, is what I was thinking. Since then, I'm like, okay, that's ridiculous, but that's how I felt at that time. That's exactly how I felt. I would rather that would have felt that would have been equivalent to me stubbing my toe and then me holding on to it, adding that pressure, even though it hurts. Adding the pressure makes it feel better. Isn't that interesting? Think about that. Think about that. Like, begin to notice things in your life um, that have pain, but if you hold them tight, if you actually embrace them, if you actually lean into them, you can lean into them or you can embrace them. Either way, you're going to get healing because you're going to deal with it, and hopefully, you're dealing with it in a sober mind, so that you can really connect with that and heal that process and allow it to happen. Just allow it to happen, and do the work that you have to do. Okay, that's what I did. I don't know what's going to work for you. Whatever that is, you'll do it. And I think about the five children that were born, and I think about the way children are born in the womb. The womb is an amazing place. This speck, your heart is already going. You're like a grain of sand, and your heart is beating super fast, super fast. I remember the question is like, Doc, like, is that okay? Are they okay? Like, what? Why is it beating so fast? Oh, that's what it is. They're growing. They're working hard in that womb, and everybody's working hard. The mom is working hard. The baby's working hard. Um, and what's born first is the spine. The spine, the structure of our body is built first, right? You got to have structure. I feel like I'm preaching. I'm not preaching. This is just like how I began to unstuck myself or unfuck myself, whatever you want to say. And when this mind thinks correctly, when it understands the truth, when the thoughts sent through the cerebral spinal nervous system, that structure is built first, and everything from that comes the heart, the brain, and everything else. Nervous system to the body are constructive. These sensations are pleasant and harmonious. So you're in harmony when you're aligned, when your chakras, everything is aligned. When everything is aligned, you feel good, right? My birthday day, actual day, didn't feel that good. It was nobody's fault. It was actually really, really cool because my wife had gotten a babysitter, and so I had to work in Gilroy that day, and I got up at 7, and then she drove me all the way to Gilroy. Everybody got in the car, drove to Gilroy. Then she drove back, and then she drove all the way to Union City, and then came back. Took did all bunch of stuff, and she cleaned the car out, the van, and everything. I had someone drop me off. My coworker dropped me off, and she cleaned the van. She did all this stuff, and it was that everything was perfect, lovely, beautiful. Like nothing was wrong. It was just me. I was just like in this thing right here, doing a silly dance, doing a dumb dance. But it was a dance I needed to do. I needed to do this dance because it needed to happen. Something was dying. The little boy in me was dying. I didn't know. I didn't know. I had no idea. All I knew is that this day was not what I, at least how I envisioned it, emotionally. Okay. And before we get to the 5 points here that I want to talk about, it, when everything's in alignment, your spine and you're sitting straight, and your body's moving, you can do things. You know what I'm saying? you feel good about it, right? You feel good about being able to move. Um, One of my teachers, or the only teacher I have right now, um, his name is AZD Arash D Bazaar. He said something fantastic. Him and Chris, his counterpart, his, I don't know what you call it, his student. He said, "Your body will heal itself. Your body will heal itself. Your body will know what to do and when to do it." This is before we're getting ready to beat each other up and fight and whatnot, and learn some techniques. And we're all laying. There's three of us. We're laying and doing stretches on the mat, getting stretched out and whatever, getting loose before we practiced and trained in the. Oh my gosh, my brain just shut off. The word I'm looking for. Pajo, self defense. I think I don't want to say it wrong, so I'm not scratch that. Take that back. I can't take it back. But you know what I mean. And the alignment, you know, do you go to the chiropractor and they're gonna adjust, okay? They're gonna get calcium and pop that. You're gonna get remove calcium and so it pops and they want to get your spine in alignment. Well, how do you unstuck yourself? How do you do that to get yourself back into alignment? Well, this is what I did. This is what I'm doing currently, actually, because I put in a lot of work. I'm not even. That's the thing is I haven't scratched the surface. I haven't scratched the surface at all. Um, this is. I feel like this is. I'm in my first quarter. I'm in the first quarter, straight up. Like the game, just the whistle just blew, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I've been at practice this whole time, chilling, not really chilling. Um, Number one, how to get unstuck. Right, this is what I'm currently doing, and this is what these are my practices right here. These are the five most. I wouldn't say most, but these are the five important things that I believe I needed. I didn't know. I'm all finding this out the hard way. Um, Number one, it says, well, above number one says just do it. Just do it. Whatever that is. I don't know what it means to you, but whatever it means to you, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Every day, do something. Every day, do something. Do what makes, I put me, but do what makes you happy. What makes you happy? Do that. Like, why do we not do that? I don't understand that. Why we don't do that? It's so silly. I mean, I know, I don't know why I say that. I know why we don't do it. We don't do it because we don't think we deserve it. We'll get to that. Number one, I'm working on being clear, speaking clear, saying what I want, being clear about it. Whew. Practice that. Practice that with your lover, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, um, your parents, somebody. Practice that. Being clear, like really clear. Not. I'm not saying be mean, be a dick, be a bitch. I'm not saying all that, but be clear. This is you sharing your life with somebody else. That's really what it is. It's how do I share my authentic self with this person? Not a conditioned version, not a sick version, but how do I show myself to this person? How do I share and show? Share and show, right? How do I be clear? Practice being clear. I want to be very clear right now. Like if I was being clear, if I wanted to state something, it's a simple practice. Um, if I get into it in the state of mind, I can feel like this is weird. Talking to myself in the camera, I can feel that. But if I step back And I think this is what I decided to do, period. I saw a flash outside. What was that? I'll be on one, boy. Um, this is what I designed myself to. This is what I'm creating. I'm creating something here. I'm not here. No one's paying me to be here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's asking me to do this. Um, but TRESHO9 was birthed out of necessity. Number two. So before I get into number two, um, I should say something that if I were to sum what I'm about to say in one word, it would be what would it be? It would be vulnerability. It would be vulnerability. I use that a lot. I use me being vulnerable. I use that for power. Um, I don't know if it was good or bad. I know that it worked. And what I did know also is that I had to come from a non-vindictive place. That's something in my eye. I had to come from a non-vindictive place. I had to come from me being vulnerable. Doesn't have to do with anybody else, right? It only has to do with me. So number two, what did I do? Number two, what did I do? Love my body, right? So accept who you are physically. Physically accept it. Just accept it. And I don't mean for you to. This took years. Um, it took a long time for me to get to this place. So love my body. Be happy with all my body and my body parts. All my body parts. Eyes, nose, ears, mouth, all the what do you call those birthmarks? Baby marks, birthmarks, whatever. All those things. All the imperfections, the broken this, the weird this, the out of place this. All my parts. I'm talking all my parts. Love them all of them, no matter what. No matter what. Basically speak differently over my body than anybody else would. Only voice that I hear about my body is mine. So it doesn't really matter what anybody says. It doesn't even matter what I think everyone else could be saying. Right? But that's key. Major, major key. All right, number three. This is hard, right? So I know that I can love more than one person. I know that I'm capable of loving. I know that I'm capable of being loved. I know that I'm capable of loving. Okay. This is major, major key. Major, major key. Major, major, major key. And you just have to know that. You have to get to that part. You have to get to that part. Four, manifestation. This is huge. This is huge. This is what got me unstuck this time. I haven't used it in a while, and this is what got me out this time. The first was crazy. The first 5 days were nuts. The second 5 days, I remembered recently, within these 10 days, that manifestation is a must. you know, um, why would you kick yourself why would you kick yourself in the balls? Why would you do that? Why would you say things to yourself that are so negative? Why? I'm the greatest. I'm the best. I have a friend, Bev Page, Mr. Bev Page, man. This guy is the epitome of confidence. He is confident. So he's almost that confident that it makes you unconfident, yet he wouldn't understand why you think that, nor would he care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. That is so appealing because I want to be that way in my own self, in my own right. And he's his self. But he has an aura about him. bruh, bruh. Like I'm pretty sure all my friends that are female, that are women, they, man, they're just like, who is that? Who is that guy? Right? He's that guy. Dope. Um, I got another boy, like Kaika. He is the epitome of understanding. Yeah. He's the epitome of understanding. Like you want to learn understanding, and the thing is that he understands that he can't teach it to you. It's like almost like he can't be taught. It can't be taught. It can, it can. Um, and here and yet when you look at this motley crew, I can go down the list of my folks, and you look at this motley crew. It's like we're pretty well put together, and yet inside of us there's this we're stuck, right? We're stuck, and there's different stages and different seasons. All right, manifestation basically is knowing. Well, I'm not going to define manifestation. You have to define it for yourself. But for me, it's knowing that I can think it, and if I can think it, it can happen. And then I begin to look at where my life has worked, what has worked in my life when I was doing this, when I was doing that. I broke it down, and so the story goes like this. For example, I was I wanted a job. Okay, I wanted a job, and I went to every summer. I would go to my aunt's house in Union City, and she worked at a gym called Schroeder's or Schrober's. She got me a job at the gym. It was perfect for me. I was in the nursery. It was easy for me. I work with kids. That was simple. I work with kids, and because I'm a kid, and there was a carnival, and uh, I played games. We had these different games that we got going on. I set everything up. I was bouncing around, making everybody laugh, being an amazing host, if you will. And I come to work, this and that, and then I got to talking with one of the girls at the reception desk, and she was like, MC Hammer uh, goes to this gym, right? A lot of the 49ers go to people just in famous people in the Bay Area they go to this gym. Um, and I was like, oh no, really? Oh, that's cool. Da, da, da. I was like, MC Hammer, that's that's my guy right there. Um, Me being a dancer in middle school, that was like this is like what I listened to dance and some old school stuff too, and in high school as well. So I remember my aunt, she's all starstruck. I'm starstruck. He lived in Fremont, so we went up to his house and took a picture of his gate. It says Hammer Time on it, and he had this big old house over there. And I said to myself, one day I will, I will know him. I will know him. We will work together. Fast forward many, many years. I'm working at a church in San Jose called, at the time, it's called Jubilee. And I'm working there. And I get off work and I walk into my car. And then I hear in another building that they owned, I'm hearing some music, some gospel music, something music I've never heard in a long time, especially from the church I went to. It just wasn't a thing. So I walk over to the building. I peek my head in thinking I don't really want to go in. I'm tired and I don't want to really engage with anybody, and I don't know, and you had to buy tickets and whatnot. So I was like, all right, cool. So then I started talking to the one of the pastors there of music, and we were talking. We're friends, and started talking. The door opens. Someone comes out, and he's talking on the phone. I'm talking to Mister, my friend. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm talking to my friend over here, and I feel this person. You know, you sense someone looking at you. You feel their presence. He was on the phone, but he was curious about who I was. He's like, "Who is this guy? He seems important. Who is this guy?" Because he's talking to the man who runs this thing, and they're acting like they're just buddy. Who is this guy? He's very open in his speech and very extremely friendly. Even though I don't know if I had this beard or not, I don't really know. I don't remember. I don't think so. Um, and then I was also saying I need to talk to this guy. So when he gets off the phone, I'm holler at him real quick. And I was like, I told dude, I was like, I'm gonna talk to this guy. Talk to him, and it was a weird conversation. And the conversation went something like this. I'll paraphrase, whatever. But basically, it was, you're in charge of this choir, of this thing that's going on right now. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Uh, you work in the music business. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, I want to work for you. Need your number. We'll set up a time. When are you free? Tuesday. Cool. Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Cool. Or whenever it was. Said, all right, cool. Boom, boom, done. And then I show up. He's like, "Oh, you showed up." I said, "Yeah." I said I was gonna show up, so I showed up. I'm ready to work. Ready right now. Ready to go. Yeah, he's gonna answer the phone. So I said, "All right, cool." Pick up the phone. What do I say? What do I say? Oh, thank you for calling Duff Light Magazine. How can I help you? Yeah. So da da da, and I'm just like, I don't even know how to answer this. Was it? I'm thinking it was it Duff Light. Oh, what was it? It was something Lighthouse. Maybe it was Lighthouse Records. I think it was Lighthouse Records and then Dove Flight Magazine. It was two people in the office. The office was as big as your car. It was tiny. It was teeny tiny, and but it worked. And there was three of us in there, and then four of us. And then they talked about moving and this and that, and yada 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 yada. So we do our first show. It's the choir, and we're doing it at, I think, Christmas in the Park years ago. And so I said, we need towels, we need water. So I had to write a writer and all this other stuff. I became the manager. I just started working. Literally, I just started putting in the work. Got everybody there on time, got everybody what they needed, knew the schedule, when to go on. Boom. I was engaged. I was locked in. That's what I do. The dude afterwards was like, who are you? Okay. You need to work for me. I said, cool, that's what I'm doing. Um, they moved, fast forward more. We moved to a different studio. It was a massive studio on Zanker here in San Jose. It was huge, huge. Well, I'm exaggerating because this is the only one I've ever been in. So at the time, but I actually been in studios, but they've been really small. This one was massive, and the board was took the whole room up and took up the whole room. And um, I would spend nights there. Da, da, da. We work. Had upstairs, had all the stuff. Um, we just worked. We just hustle, doing all the shows and stuff like that with the choir. Just hustle. Well, one day I'm standing there, and walks in MC Hammer, walks right in the door, walking the door. I'm like, oh shoot. Next thing I know, I'm gonna fast forward a lot. Next thing I know, I'm chilling at his house. And we're gonna fast forward some more. Next thing I know, I started working for him. Next thing I know, I'm going over. flying every weekend, all over the place, doing shows with MC Hammer. And one day, we were on in Dallas somewhere. Maybe I don't even remember. It's all a fog because we never slept. I mean, when I say we didn't sleep, we didn't sleep. There was no sleep involved at all. Touring, I don't know what you guys think it is. 100, dude. You sleep wherever you can and whenever you can, because the way they do their schedules is something. It's ridiculous. You do the way MC Hammer did it was he would wake up. We would. So anyway, let me tell you this story. So let me tell you a story that starts when we got there. You get to these things. You leave on a Thursday, and he did the weekend gigs. Um, but they were consecutive. Like we only toured on the weekend. So taking flights every weekend from Thursday to Sunday, Thursday to Sunday, Thursday to Sunday. We leave Thursday. I get off. I was working, had two jobs. I get off on Sunday, Thursday, and we leave at 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. We'd arrive somewhere, 5 a.m. in the morning. We'd get there, and Hammer was like, "We got to rehearse now." We would rehearse, and they would go to the church usually. That's where it was, and we would be like, "There's one time where I'm thinking about where he was like, let's just go straight up, do rehearse. We'll just kind of run through it real quick, do a sound check." Well, his sound checks, let me tell you what his sound checks are. His sound checks are the full on production with just no audience, and he does that like 7, 8, 10 times. So we went from off the plane to the venue, usually, sometimes a hotel, but for a little bit. For a little bit, we go, get off the plane, get to the venue, do a sound check that lasted all the way up until the show, all the way to the last minute. We would somehow bolt. I had to get everybody in the van, everybody in their hotel room to get dressed. I'd be knocking on doors, trying to get, you can't, ladies, come on, man, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta get back in the car, get to the venue. I had to get there first. Give him we had a little mini disc thing so it wouldn't skip. It's this little disc thing you give I've never seen it before. That's what he used. That's what we had to get. MC Hammer. So we get to the venue, we do a show. And he would be the headliner, so it'd be 12 o'clock when we're done. Then it's all the interviews. That's when you do the interviews, is right after the show. All the interviews. And they go to like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Then he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I didn't eat." So then we go eat. We got to catch a plane at 7 o'clock a.m. So then we catch a plane. Then we go back. We go to this city. Then we do the same thing. And by Sunday, get home. I would get home at 7 or 8 p.m. sometimes on Sundays and just be tired. But coming back on one of the trips, we were in a airplane. My throat is scratchy. Excuse me. And we realized, like always, we never ate. We didn't eat. So MC Hammer decides to go. I'm gonna go get something. I'm gonna find something to eat in this airport. So he does, but he has to order for like, gosh, there was 40 of us. So I'm like, "You want me to go? You want me to, no, you guys get on the plane." And he went out, got this food. He ordered, like, he had these guys baked chicken, and it was crazy. I don't know, where did you get this from? He jumps on. We're waiting for him. The plane is about to take off, and we're waiting for him. And he comes back with a tray of food, and I'm sitting there not paying attention because I think I dozed off, because I'm like, every second I get, I need to sleep. Um, I dozed off, and when they were like, "Oh, he's here," I was like, "Oh shoot, okay." I woke up and I looked at him carrying the trays of food, and I was like, that was the dream I had when I was working at the gym, when I was working in daycare. That was the dream. I took a picture of it, and then later on, in the weeks or the months, I dreamt this. I dreamt this, that I would be doing this, and that's manifestation to me. I don't know what it is for you. All right, number 5: transition, change, and attachments. So number 5, I put in 3 in number 5. I put in 3 things in number 5, um, because the first one, transition. How do you transition? How do you transition? How do you get unstuck? Well, what you do is you don't change your routine. You don't change your routine even when you feel like poop. You don't change your routine. You still do it. It's the hardest thing to do. I don't profess to be perfect at it, but you don't change your routine. So you learn how to transition. You just change. You just have to change. Period. You just have to be like, all right, this is what I was doing. I'm not doing that no more. I'm doing this, right? It'll happen over time, but it needs to happen. Attachments. That's going to be the hardest one right there. One of the these are all hard, but attachments, you lose it. You don't. You There's no attachments. You don't do attachments. You find out what your issues are through a course of time and reading and praying, whatever you need to do, and you find out what those things are, and then you begin to remove the attachments. You begin to not have the attachments anymore. Man, it's like almost 12 o'clock. I'm sleepy. You begin to have these. You get rid of the attachments. Say no more, no mas, no more attachments. Sir. Okay, you don't have the attachments. You don't do no more. Okay, and I have a book for that. It's called Attachment or Attached. Um, it's a book. I don't know who it's by now. I don't really, it's so late I can't even think right now. But that's not the point. Go get the book. There's a heart. It looks like a magnet. Looks like a magnet. It's like this attached. It's not attached. It's unattached. And that's how you get your life unstuck. Doing those 5 plus 2 things. So it's 5, 6, 7 things. 7 is a cool number. 7 is the work week, right? 7 days or 7 days in a week. You get the rest on the 7th day, so there's rest involved, and that when you unattach, you get rest. You get rest. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not worried about anybody. I'm not worried about myself and how I'm going to react to certain things. Um, I may hurt. It's going to hurt, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's today's message, y'all. That is today's uh podcast. Getting yourself unstuck. You heard? You dig? Um yep, I should be on live. I was on live on YouTube, so that's cool. Check it out. Um I really greatly appreciate all of the people that follow me. I only have 4 followers. It's all good. Um but I'm appreciative of that. I truly am. Truly am. You're dealing with somebody who's very different. I'm a different guy. I look nice. I look like the nice guy, but then again, I'm not. I identify with the masculine alpha, if there's such a thing. I identify with those things 100%. And yet, I am a gentle warrior, is what I say. Um, yeah, the monk warrior, right? So it's about being still, being calm, being cool, calm, and collected. The 3 C's is very important, extremely importantes. Okay, I don't speak any other language, but it's very important. Yeah, it's been good. there's a certain representation of the 10 and then 11 and then all these different. I love numbers. I've loved numbers my whole life. But I'm tapping in more and more and more into numbers now. I'm tapping in more and more into meditation also. So there, that list is there's only 5 deep, 7 deep, or whatever. But now, you may have, others attached to that, and there are other things attached. But these are the things that I'm dealing with right now, today, right? The here and now is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with these are the things that I can only do so much at so much with the time that I'm given, which is infinite. But because I work also, and I do other things, so I need to only focus on these 5 things. You dig? You dig? You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful day. You're beautiful, and you're precious, and you're strong, and you're worthy, right? You're beautiful, and you're worthy to be loved. You're worthy to have somebody in your life who's going to be honest with you. You're worthy to have someone in your life who's going to actually be emotionally there and present for real, for real. You are deserving of that. You're deserving of that. In some of my other series on Anchor, through the Anchor podcast and the Apple podcast, just on no video, but just on like radio podcast stuff. Um, I talk about men cheating and why they cheat and how they do it and what's really going on. And men and women cheat as well, but I'm just that's not. I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I don't know about that. Um, but I begin to really talk about it, and it's got to stop, right? It's got to stop. Men, you need to have get your balls back. Get your balls back, because you can have everything that you want if you do it the right way. And there's a power in this. There's a power in when you can be free as a man, when you can feel and know that you're actually free. I'm not trapped in any relationship. I choose to be in this. There's no one forcing me to do anything. Most monogamous relationships, most relationships are they're like prison jail sentences. It's like what do you why is your woman dictating your life? No. We don't do that. You dictate your own life, and then you share that thing. Then you share those things together. You come together. You come together and you share. Um, but you embrace yourself. You embrace who you are, right? So if I were to sum myself, my character is this is my character. I'm going to be going into something that I don't normally go into, but my character is something like this. I'm like a 70s soul R&B singer that can't sing, but the swag of like Teddy Pendergrass, right, with Marvin Gaye, with a little bit of Richard Pryor in there, mix a little bit of that in there, in the sense of funniness, right? Not the drugs and the women and whatnot and all the craziness he was involved in, but the swag of these gentlemen. Um, Not growing up with the father, I didn't grow up with my dad. I attached myself to people, to men, and so I can identify. I identify with you. Okay, you take a little bit of that, take a little bit of this, and create my own entity, create my own human being, if you will. So this is that, and then you create your avatar. You create that, and you get that shit right. You know what I'm saying? So be the best and fuck the rest. Thank you for listening once again. This is the relationship experience. So this is my experience, and um, I think I'll be here every Thursday or every other Thursday. I'm not really sure. It all depends on how the universe shifts and whatnot. But Thursdays will work out great for me. I have TRESHO9. So at TRESHO9 is the Instagram. So at TRESHO9 is the Instagram. Go ahead and check that out. Go there if you want to. All right. If you don't, I'm gonna feel sad and mad. Yeah, I'm gonna be very disappointed that you didn't go to the gram, right? If you're on YouTube right now or later on, whenever you watch this, go ahead and like it. You know what I'm saying? If did you receive any value from this? Any? Did you receive any value? Did you learn something that you already knew that you haven't been doing and you know you need to do? Or maybe you do it like every other day. You need a reminder. Did this remind you of something? Do you know anybody that is going through this or has needs to hear this? Who out there is stuck? Okay. If you're already unstuck, this ain't for you. If you're stuck and you want to get unstuck, then maybe these five things will help. If that's what's happening, then go ahead and hit the like button. Share it with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Watch it in the morning. Watch it at night before you go to bed. I don't know. But go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna be here Thursdays. I like Thursdays. It's right after hump day. So over the hump, so it's all just downhill. You don't know what's gonna happen. You're just cruising super fast, right? That's what they say. Whatever. Okay. Who cares what they say? You dig? Who cares? Who's they? Are they in here? No? Then who cares? Right? Be the best and fuck the rest. I'm out this piece, y'all.